Hey everyone, this is Jackie Cooper with the Blockchain Legal Institute and also Maryland Blockchain Association. And we are going live into, I think, about 7 different locations right now. So if you've not seen us before, we want to welcome you. Also ask that you subscribe to our various channels from YouTube to Instagram to LinkedIn to Twitter, and also follow our websites. So most of you know who I am, but in case you're new to our BLL Live, my background is that I'm a partner at Cogent Law Group. I'm also the CEO of the Blockchain Legal Institute, which is a centralized library of decentralized resources, as well as the CEO of the Maryland Blockchain Association. And I'm going to allow my co-hostess to introduce herself because we have a lot of news to share in a compact space of time.
So, hello everyone. My name is Patrina Pelton Smith. I am the CEO and principal consultant of the Business of Charity. We focus on working with nonprofits and small business owners in grants, executive coaching, formation, and fundraising using cryptocurrency. So, we are here today. It's been a moment. It's been a busy month.
It has been a busy month. And so Patrina and I decided that instead of doing weekly lives, we're definitely going to be doing monthly because the schedule in 2025 is changing and for a lot of great reasons, which we're going to share. So for those of you that might be watching now or later, you're going to see up above the logo for the Crypto Blockchain DeFi Conversation Cruise, which Patrina and I and others were on in November. It was I'll call it a roaring success because it was a lot of fun, a lot of lessons learned for sure, but a lot of great content that was recorded that's going to get streamed out in the new year. And also what I do want to share, we're going to also have a Crypto Blockchain DeFi Conversation book, an ebook that will be free for those that would like it, that will have a variety of articles from people around the space, not just those that were on the cruise, but others who are visionaries in our space that are looking at where we've been and the trends of where we're going. And, both from Europe to Africa, South America, you're hearing pings because different people are clicking in. But I'm really excited about launching that book, which will be in January. And then I know those of you might not know, but the Bitcoin Cinderella book has many new adventures.
Yeah.
One, I can quickly reach onto this. Yes, the most recent one is the Bitcoin Cinderella and the Spirit of the Shiba Inu, where I was able to actually interview the SHIB team. And it is really fun adventure story. But the other one that I'm really super excited about, finally announcing that it will be out in January, is the Bitcoin Cinderella and the Pink Sands Treasure of Bermuda. So again, I'm working hard and diligent on that. And so that will be definitely out in January. And I cannot wait to share that with everyone. But besides those things, I know that Patrina and I have been working really hard on different workshops. So definitely go over to the Eventbrite. We did a workshop last Saturday, which was about scams and how this applies to any age, but it was for those who are 55 and older, how to be aware of how to prevent online scams. And then tomorrow, Saturday, and again, we're doing a lot of these workshops every Saturday, so you have to go over to the Eventbrite. We're doing 2 other workshops. I know, Patrina, you're going to be sharing about that. I don't want to forget to remind everyone that the Maryland Blockchain Association has its monthly meetup on once a month on Monday, so you can go over to Meetup. And there's been so much activity both within BLI membership, and so we're about to launch another thing. We're about to launch a new face page. So a new homepage. And so for those of you that kind of go over the next weekend and check out our old homepage, which actually is always changing and evolving, it's never static because the library is growing. We are launching a new one next week, and I'm so excited because it's going to be more news, more press releases, events from around the world. We just came back from St. Kitts and St. Martin and St. Thomas. I just spoke to someone in St. Kitts today. I won't share it with who yet, but they are interested. They're within the government. They're interested in working with us and sharing news. Really excited about that. Again, it's going on and on, but I'm going to stop talking for a quick second. Which actually
talking about a lot of it.
Not a quick second. I'm going to let you share because besides, the announcements, there's been news happening, this week. So
yeah, so a couple of things. I don't know, a lot of people, we talked about this earlier in the year. And so the Financial Crimes Enforcement Unit had released a mandate, and this came through Congress. So it wasn't just them, but it was mandated through Congress that beneficial ownership needed to be reported for corporations, for LLCs, for any business, essentially, as long as it wasn't a sole proprietorship. If it was an LLC or greater, you needed to come in and report it. There were lawsuits, and one of those lawsuits resulted in an injunction, a nationwide injunction. It actually came here out of Texas, one of the court cases. And so as a result of that, they just saw this because earlier they had not said that this was now voluntary. The registration has now been deemed voluntary. I will tell you, though, I suspect that the injunction will be overturned. I had a friend also send me an article to that basically thought process. So just be ready. Either way it goes, chances are now that it's voluntary, that there will not be the fines attached to it if you choose to wait until everything kind of resolves itself. But keep an eye on it, because what you don't want to happen is that it does resolve itself, you miss it, and then at some point the fines are in place, and you have to then worry about that. So just keep that in mind. You can go over to I was going to drop it in the chat, but I forgot. We are streaming in so many places, I can't drop it in the chat today. So I'll just give you the link. It is FinCEN, so FINCEN.gov/boy, BOI. So FinCEN.gov/boy. Take a look at it just so that you can keep yourself abreast of what is going on there. So a couple of other things we talked about it. We are doing a series of webinars on grant writing using AI tools. And so it's a 3-part series. Tomorrow we kick it off 9 a.m. my time, 10 a.m. Eastern. And for everyone in between, you all can figure out your time zones. And so we will do it again. We'll not do it again, but part 2 we will do in March. Part 3 will be in May. Go check those out on the Eventbrite page so that you can jump in. I think sales are off for tomorrow. Hopefully, Jackie, you can turn it back on for just a second for those who see this on streaming
live.
Yep. And so that way you can still join us tomorrow if you're seeing this, because we do have Carmen with us today. And so we appreciate you. If you want to learn more, come in tomorrow, get some information, and then join us for part 2 and part 3. And then you had some news that you just saw.
Well, the other thing, before I share the news I saw, the other workshop that I'm hosting, and there's going to be different.
We go to tomorrow.
Yeah, we go from one to the next. It's actually a blockchain workshop for those involved in the library space, because I've been talking to a lot of individuals in a lot of different walks of life, and they are new to this conversation. And they're aware, obviously, of AI for sure, and they're aware of what cryptocurrency might be. But again, there's a lot of vocabulary that we've been building over the years that we've been. And so as new professionals are learning and trying to keep up, we're doing a blockchain primer workshop for the library staff to share where resources are, how to kind of determine the ins and outs of resources are all about. So I'm really excited about that. And the other workshop series that we are kicking off in January, and I've been thinking about this for a year, and I know a lot of my attorney friends, have known that I've been talking about this because I feel it's really important from the professional development side for this to happen. The Blockchain Legal Institute is starting the Continuing Legal Education Workshop Series. So that will be offered starting in January once a month. And so for sure, we are going to be incorporating both an international flavor as well as a US based focus. Because it's important that if you are representing clients, that you understand what's going on overseas. And I, had an email from an attorney that was based in Florida who's, brand new to this area, and he was asking, how does this work? And again, when you're stepping into the space, you're constantly learning new things, and you never know which client is going to come in the door and say, hey, I want to do this. And then you have to figure out, where do you go? So
Exactly.
I'm excited to provide those resources and expand our network of how learners. But I saw in the news, and again, talking about filings and recording and making sure that you are doing things properly from the tax perspective. This is the end of the year, guys. So, again, you need to be thinking about how are you filing your taxes. In Austin, Texas, a man was sentenced to 2 years in prison for filing a tax return that falsely underreported capital gains he earned from selling $3.7 million in Bitcoin. That's a lot of Bitcoin.
That's a lot of money.
But if you don't have that much Bitcoin,
Right.
it doesn't mean that you should not report or talk to your accountant, or
There you go, right there.
definitely everything that you need to do, because it doesn't matter how small or how large you are, you have to do all the appropriate filings. And I know over the last few years, the IRS forms have changed.
Yeah.
So, your intent might not be to defraud, but you still need to be check and make sure that you're professionally filing this correctly.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then the other news that caught my eye, again, from the state side, is many states right now are looking at establishing Bitcoin reserves. And so again, we're talking about Bitcoin, for the moment. There'll be another topic we pick up on, next time. But it seems as if a handful of states are already pushing for state-owned Bitcoin reserves. And again, from that perspective, Michigan looks like had some in this news article that I was checking out prior to coming on. And Wisconsin, again, we're going to have to take a look, a deep dive to see exactly what they're doing. But this is an area that I was even asked about from an international. I did an international interview yesterday, and they were asking about this. And, our dollar is not backed by anything. It used to be backed by, gold. And yeah, exactly. So the idea that, Bitcoin is considered digital gold, it's not that far-fetched in my mind. But, again, that's my own personal opinion there.
Right.
So I think that, we're going to be looking at how do we kind of reduce inflation? How do we stabilize our dollar? And so, this idea, I think, might have some merit to it.
Absolutely.
2 minutes away from our 15-minute mark. We always try to end it in 15 minutes. Going into the new year, we are going to be looking strategically at different topics. And if you have a conversation that you would like us to do research on and then share out during our BLL Lives, we definitely will be doing that. Because again, we're going to be looking at the trends that are happening within each of our communities. So, Patrina, I know you've been focusing on the nonprofit fundraising side. Anything else that you want to share on that?
Just thinking about the fact that we are getting ready to change administrations, that means that whenever that happens and we flip to a Republican administration, usually that means there's less government grants, but there are more donors out there, more individual donors. So it's really important that you begin to look at accepting cryptocurrency, particularly with it being so high right now, and people are really purchasing. There are people who are going to be willing to donate. So just a little tip as we wrap up this year. It's still not too late for you to jump in and start accepting cryptocurrency. That is something that we can help you with. And so feel free to reach out to our website, schedule a consultation. And then just in general, you know what? It's in the end of the year. Let's get ready for celebrating our holidays and just relaxing as we move into 2025.
Yeah, for sure. And I know that this has been a phenomenal year for the Blockchain Legal Institute. I'm in the process of doing the winter edition of our newsletter and looking back at all the various conferences that we've been to, the people that we've met, and supported, and and as well as established. I mean, last year in 2023, Blockchain Legal Institute started. We're 18 months old, so we're a toddler, but growing fast. And this year, the Maryland Blockchain Association just was incorporated. And so we already have a phenomenal growth going on for our members. And then talking about nonprofit, we also incorporated the Blockchain Legal Institute Foundation, a 501c3, and we do accept crypto if you guys are interested in going that route. Yeah, for sure. But a lot of great things have happened. I can't wait to kind of share in our various newsletters so people can also understand the recap. And 2025 is going to be phenomenal. So for everyone that's listening, have a happy holiday. Stay safe, stay healthy, enjoy. And we will see you in the new year. Thank you, everyone.
Bye.
Bye.